KUAM News Headlines is presented by CALVO'S Insurance, a legacy of trust. Serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. Cars Plus, Dodge Challenger, the undisputed champion. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dedido. Always open, always local.
Ahead on prime time, the local and federal court meet in one place to go over the 150-plus clergy sexual abuse lawsuits. Plus, this video of a fight going down in Tumon over the weekend goes viral. Police have yet to track down those involved. And Guam Homeland prepares for the worst, having active shooter training with agencies from across the island.
Hafa day, everybody, and good evening. Thanks so much for tuning or streaming us tonight. 158 and counting. That's precisely how many clergy sex abuse lawsuits have been filed to date. And while that number of lawsuits is anticipated to climb, parties continue to work on premeditation protocol BRE in the hopes of settling out of court.
Though a majority report being agreeable to terms, it appears one group of plaintiffs may need to proceed to trial. Crystal Paco has the story.
It's status quo for clergy sexual abuse lawsuits, at least for now. During a joint status hearing in the District Court of Guam on Tuesday, one party reported being on the fence on pre-mediation protocol terms. According to plaintiff's attorney Anthony Perez, though they wish to mediate, they're not settling for global mediation, calling it troubling.
How a global settlement works is they take they mediate a total amount that the plaintiffs then have to divide up on their own. It doesn't allocate victim A, you get such and such amount, victim B, you get such and such amount. They say, we're going to give everybody, or we're going to make this much money available, and then you guys fight over it on your own, or divide it up on your own. When that happens, then not only then the dispute between the plaintiffs and defendant ends, then there's now a dispute between all the victims about who gets what and who's entitled to what.
His concerns were followed by his oral motion to lift the stay on his 10 cases filed in the Superior Court of Guam. That means those cases would proceed on track to trial. He also advised the court of his plans to file 2 more lawsuits.
Per the court's instructions, they were going to contemplate the lifting of the stay today.
Plaintiff's attorney Delia Lujan Wolf reported pre-mediation protocol would be done by the end of the month. On that timeline, cases would be settled by mid-June. She also advised the court that parties will push forward with mediator Tony Piazza with an open mind. Chief Judge Francis Tidingo Gatewood advising Perez, quote, "You should be in or out by January 31st, end quote. A return joint status hearing is set for March 12th in the federal court. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Crystal Paco.
Well, new leadership is in place for Kamlan Caridad as a nonprofit organization voted for its board on Monday following heavy criticism from the Concerned Catholics of Guam. Now, sitting as chairman, Archbishop Michael Burns. The vice chairman is John Taitino, the treasurer Frank Leon Guerrero Lujan, with the secretary being Joyce Crisostomo, and directors Kathy Calvo-Scroll, Mayor Robert Hoffman of Sinahanya, and Cynthia Cabot. Also on the board are Rosie Tanatango and Fred Rodriguez. Now, as we reported, the Concerned Catholics recommended the nonprofit close its doors and start over due to past alleged fraudulent activities, which they linked to Archbishop Anthony Aparon and Deacon Frank Tenorio. The new board will hold a special meeting on Friday to address ongoing issues and evaluate their vision and mission. That special meeting is set for 4 p.m. at the Kusina and Camelin building downtown in the capital.
What started as a traffic stop turns into a drug bust. Susan O'Connor Mata, also known as Sue Korean, allegedly had in her possession a quarter pound of the drug ice and over $11,000 in cash. During the pullover on Sunday, court documents state Mata appeared nervous, and when asked about the contents of her purse, her voice changed. A check of her purse revealed the drugs and cash, prompting her arrest.
Well, not once, not twice, but on 7 separate occasions, one man allegedly touched an 8-year-old girl. Now, 19-year-old Javen Garrido faces multiple counts of first and second-degree criminal sexual conduct charges, all as first-degree felonies. The incidents typically took place when Garrido and the victim played video games, but were often interrupted by a family member entering the room. Court documents state he also showed the girl a pornographic video on his phone, and when interviewed by police, he reportedly admitted to the sexual abuse.
He allegedly punched a woman before going after her with a machete. 35-year-old Rico Robert was arrested and charged after an incident in Dededo on Saturday. Court documents state the woman fled into her home, but he managed to get inside. When police arrived, he was apparently drunk and denied the allegations, saying he and the woman were only talking. Robert faces charges for home invasion, burglary, criminal mischief, and assault.
A homeless woman is being charged for multiple burglaries and theft after she was caught allegedly breaking into a car on Monday. We reported this morning on social media that police say witnesses helped identify Adrienne Lee Jennings after she took off down the street. She was placed under arrest and reportedly admitted to officers on the burglaries and thefts she was involved in. Her past targets included cars at university condos over in Manilao, GPO in Tamuning, the Holiday Resort in Tumon, several hotels in the Tumon and Tamuning area, in addition to 2 churches where she apparently stole several items. Police Chief Joseph Cruz credited the community and GPD for coming together to close several cases and prevent other people from becoming victims.
Multiple videos of this fight in Tumon have been circulating all weekend. It had many of you asking what went down. It happened early Saturday as bars and clubs were closing up for the night. The video shows a large group involved in a fight in the parking lot of Fuji Ichiban in Tumon. No word yet on how it started, but police say when they showed up, the group involved had already taken off. Authorities say no formal complaint has been filed and no arrests have been made.
Well, the prison is working to complete its internal affairs investigation into the killing of detainee Mansan Isar before the end of the month. All corrections officers on duty the day he was found dead inside his cell at the Hagatna detention facility have been interviewed, with Agency Director Tony Lamarena saying they are now in the process of interviewing the 40 detainees in the hopes of wrapping up the administrative investigation in the coming weeks.
We're very aware of the civil service 60-day rule. So if there is to be any action taken against any of our staff, we have to work within that time frame.
Isar, the detainee, was found unresponsive last month after being brutally beaten in the prison. GPD is investigating as it appeared the blood had been cleaned up before his body was ultimately discovered.
The defense is trying to get DepCorp to hand over the internal affairs reports from the investigation into the brutal beating of detainee Justin Meno. But the court is not granting that request for now. Jeremiah Isazaki, Albert Santos II, and Peter Guinness each face attempted murder charges for their alleged part in last year's attack. Prosecutors, meanwhile, continue waiting for the FBI to analyze evidence in the case. A trial date has been set for January 29th.
The former head of DOC Internal Affairs will also have to wait until his criminal case is done before he can go before the CSC. Lieutenant Jeff Limo is among the corrections officers fired after a major contraband bust unfolded at the prison last August. He's fighting that termination with the next status hearing set for mid-April.
Some new things are happening at the Manilao facility in an effort to step up safety and security. DOC is spending nearly $500,000 in federal funding to change out the covers for its dome units. The unit currently houses more than 100 pretrial detainees. DOC leaders say it's been about 20 years since the domes were first constructed. They anticipate the upgrades to be completed by mid-March.
The former mayor of Manilao is leaving his fate to a jury as Nito Blas is accused of exposing himself to a community service worker and asking if she performed massages. The incident in question occurred nearly 3 years prior, and after months of back and forth between parties in the hopes to finally resolve the case in the Veterans Treatment Court, trial has been set for the 22nd before Judge Michael Bordallo.
Also set to face a jury in a few short weeks is a father of 5 charged with child abuse. James Niosi was arrested for injuries his 1-year-old daughter sustained while under his watch. The baby girl, court documents state, was bruised and bleeding. Doctors also determined she would require surgery for a broken femur. If his name sounds familiar, he's the same defendant charged with lying to police about his toddler daughter being in the back seat of his stolen car. He later admitted to lying and that he had hoped to speed up police response time. Trial in the child abuse case is set for February 21st.
Also tonight, as a means of preparing for the worst, our friends at the Guam Homeland Security Agency hosted training on what steps should be taken in the event of having to deal with an active shooter.
Keani Manjola has more.
It can happen anywhere.
Oftentimes, the biggest misconception is that active shooter scenarios won't happen here on island. They have happened here in the past, and maybe not as widespread as in the continental United States, but it's still very much a reality that can happen here. So it's important to prepare our personnel, the staff that work here on island, as well as the people, and just get the community involved.
Just last October, the nation was hit with the deadliest mass shooting to ever happen in modern American history. A lone shooter, gunned down hundreds along the Vegas Strip. Nearly 60 people were killed. Just one issue that has Guam Homeland Security taking matters into their own hands. Spokesperson Jenna Bloss.
Well, the workshop has been to enhance the preparedness for active shooter incidents, as well as go over incident action plans and recognize any gaps and securities within the different infrastructures here on island.
It's a one-day active shooter preparedness workshop at the University of Guam. The event is held in coordination with the university and the U.S. Department of Homeland Security's National Protection and Programs Directorate Office of Infrastructure Protection. The goal includes developing active shooter emergency plans and improving communication between agencies and local emergency responders, all to ensure preparedness in the event of an incident. But let's not forget how widespread the impact of an active shooter can be. It's what drew more than 100 participants to the training, including members of GovGuam, private organizations, and the military. In addition to various local agencies, members of the CNMI Homeland Security also participated in the workshop. Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Kiani Mendiola.
We are going to take a quick commercial break, but please keep watching, keep streaming. We are back right after this one.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming with KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
A year is made of more than just 365 days. It was each new connection, every show of support, and all your special moments. Happy New Year from your friends at IT&E.
2017 is rapidly coming to an end, and the big finish is on now. At Cars Plus in Mighty, get big year-end savings on a big selection of new 2017 Ram trucks, Jeep Wranglers, Dodge Challengers, and all Fiat models. Plus, buy from Cars Plus today and receive a Cars Plus value card, where you get 21 cents off per gallon at all Shell stations. Big savings and 21 cents off per gallon with a Cars Plus value card when you buy during the big finish at Cars Plus in Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
At Coors, cold counts. That's why we lager, filter, and package cold for a cleaner, crisper taste. Because our mountain is brewing the world's most refreshing beer. Coors Light. Whatever your mountain, climb on.
Connect with KUAM News. Find us on your favorite social media platform. Follow us and stay in the know with Guam's news leader.
All right, as we were reporting on Twitter just about half an hour ago, firefighters spent the afternoon working to contain a large grass fire near the Leo Palace in Jonya. At about 1:30 this afternoon, it was first alerted as the fire forced officials to block off the front entrance to the hotel for about 3 hours as GFD and units from the Forestry Division worked to put it out. At the time being, there are no reports of injuries or evacuations as a result of the blaze. In other news, GITA has requested a waiver to finance the new maternity ward at the Guam Memorial Hospital. After negotiations with the Bank of Guam fell through, the Guam Economic Development Agency is asking the U.S. Department of Agriculture to waive the requirement for interim financing for the Guam Memorial Hospital's labor and delivery unit. Discussions with the USDA come after GITA officials contend that the Bank of Guam was requesting terms that did not comply with the law authorizing the financing. Jay Rojas, GITA administrator, says it doesn't mean we're giving up, though. We're going back to USDA to see if they can stand by their original waiver of the interim financing requirement. The waiver does allow us, continuing to quote him, to move forward on the renovation of the labor and delivery ward and give our moms and young Guamanians a modernized facility.
Facing a substantial loss in tax revenue as a result of federal reform, senators held an oversight hearing to discuss lifting the more than 30-year exemption on business privilege tax on wholesalers and other industries. Taxation Committee Chair Joe S. San Augustine says the legislature needs to get better understanding of the wholesale industry and the implications of any actions they take.
I know that most of the folks that are here want to defend their tax exemption, but when I met with with Frank Shimzu last week, we only look at 76, 80 wholesalers, and Senator Brooks already identified there's over 600. There's a lot more. And I don't know if we need to have that many. I know, I understand that the reason why they have that budget exemption was to help the economy start. I mean, how much more do we need to keep the economy going? If you got the money to come to Guam, you got the money to pay the taxes.
But local wholesalers, including Ambrose's Frank Shimizu, challenged the need to remove their exemptions. He says it would cost local jobs and give off-island companies who don't pay taxes an unfair advantage. He and others said senators should first address the millions of dollars in potential tax revenue leakage. This includes retailers who don't pay the proper amount of taxes to backdoor military purchases.
Well, it is, of course, a new year and the start of a new tax season. The Department of Revenue and Taxation has announced that they'll begin accepting 2017 individual income tax returns on January the 29th. Yes, it is that time. Yet the agency is currently waiting for new updates from the IRS before it can begin accepting electronic filing of the 2017 1040EZ form. The 2018 tax filing deadline is Tuesday, April 17th. Good to know.
Hawaii officials are reviewing emergency notification procedures to prevent a repeat of a false alarm that sent off a statewide panic Sunday, Guam time.
And as such, a local Homeland Security expert says he was surprised by the incident and is confident that that kind of mistake cannot happen here on our island. Nestor Lecanto explains in this next story.
A missile may impact on land or sea within minutes. This is not a drill. If you are indoors, stay indoors. If you are outdoors, seek immediate shelter in a building.
That was the alarming message sent out by the State Emergency Office over the weekend that led to the terrified frenzy. George Charfris is Guam's Homeland Security Advisor.
It was very, it was shocking to hear that. At first I was like, when I heard about it, I started looking at my phone if I had any missed calls or anything like that. But
Hawaii officials blame human error for the false alarm. A worker pressed the wrong button during a shift change. Charfer says he's not familiar with Hawaii's procedures, but he believes Guam's got a more fail-safe system that would prevent such an error.
But before that button gets pushed, either myself or Mr. Esteves, the emergency manager, have to give the authorization to push the button. So in our place, we have another person that does that. And even at that, to send out the EAS, the EMS, the text and all that stuff, I give that authorization.
Hawaii's Emergency Management Agency has apologized for creating such widespread panic. The FCC is now investigating. For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
Well, discussion has begun ahead of a major gathering later this year that will bring together the top leaders of Guam and the CNMI to address areas of mutual concern. The One Marianas concept is an initiative by Senator Will Castro and identifies and establishes dialogue on ways that the two governments can help each other. As an example, Governor Eddie Calvo and Governor Ralph Torres have both been lobbying with Washington to resolve labor issues. The senator says, why not join forces when it comes to federal relations?
Together on certain issues that we can jointly petition for reprieve if it's against an oppressive federal policy, or if it's in defining some new opportunity by being more entrepreneurial together, by sharing resources. That's what I hope to achieve. As opposed to waiting for one governor to meet with Congress and the other.
The freshman policymaker says other key issues include a Guam and CNMI visa waiver program, air service development, and regional cooperative marketing. Another summit meeting for the One Marianas movement is scheduled for the end of the month. That's up in Saipan.
Free HPV vaccines for DOE students with parental consent. School nurses at DOE will now be administering the HPV vaccine for free to students and staff ages 9 to 26. Collaborating with Cancer Care and Public Health, the school-based immunization program is focused on preventing 6 different types of cancers, including cervical cancer. The goal to immunize 3,000 students comes first with educating parents. Annette Uggan, CDC coordinator, says it's a community effort.
We need to remind parents, you need to help us help you and your children, because prevention is always better than treatment. The vaccine is safe, and actually now with the recent changes, the younger you are when you start the vaccine series, the less doses you need.
The program will hold its first free clinic next week, Thursday at Southern High.
Well, speaking of the southern part of the island, we do have some unfortunate news to pass away, especially for those of you down south, as an icon in the southern end of the island has died. Betsy the Carabao was found lifeless on the side of the road on Sunday, as for years she and her owner, John Tatautau, known as Big John, entertained tourists and locals offering rides and photos at Fort Soledad. Big John passed away exactly a year ago, leaving Betsy in the care of his family. Mayor of Umatic, Johnny Canata, did tell KUAM News today she's probably with John right now. He hopes to work with GVB to put a Carabao monument at Fort Soledad alongside the one already there for Big John. That was one of the most photographed moments. Betsy the Carabao and Big John. Really, really nice. Did so much for tourism and locals alike.
Stay tuned, sports is next, but first, here's weather.
Managing our wireless data used to drive my family crazy. But now that we've switched to GTA and get all that bonus data, we're spreading the love. You sure you don't mind the wait, honey?
Take your time. I'm good.
But we're missing the game.
Nope. I've got bonus data from GTA. Come and watch.
Love it.
Get 10 extra gigs of wireless data on every line every month when you bundle. Visit gta.net for more details.
The Down Syndrome Association of Guam exists to support families of individuals with Down syndrome. We're a group of parents who have children with Down syndrome and know the joys and challenges of raising them. For more information about the health, development, and education of a child or adult with Down syndrome, please contact Vicky Ariola at 472-6114.
At Island Cancer Center, we treat our patients and their families like our family. We have all been touched by cancer, and it is important to feel comfortable and secure under the care of our health professionals. You can count on us for skilled cancer specialists, the most advanced cancer-fighting technology on the island, and a commitment to caring for you or your loved one with compassion, respect, and empathy. Our family, treating your family.
Island Cancer Center, located on Guam Medical Plaza. Visit us at islandcancercenter.com or call 646-3363.
How does tourism work for Guam? Half a day!
Half a day!
Tourism tax dollars fund improvements around our island. Tourism helps maintain our community centers and public parks. Tourism dollars are invested where it counts, promoting village shops and locally made products. Tourism keeps the spirit of our past alive through restoration of historical sites. Tourism supports environmental efforts that protect our natural resources. Tourism improves our quality of life. It helps make Guam a better place to live, work, and visit. Tourism works for Guam.
Medium Pizza Hut pizzas just $8.99 each.
Did they say Pizza Hut?
For $8.99?
Yes, and yes.
Yes! Introducing the deal you want on the pizza you crave. 2 medium pizzas just $8.99 each. No one out pizzas the Hut.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
Off a day, Marianas. Triple J proudly presents KUAM Sports. Guausi Chris. And what's the haps? Well, the AFC Championship game decided and on the way on TV 11 CBS. But first, let's kick it off with Boys High School preseason hoops. Boys High School preseason basketball from the Zungu and FD. The Islanders taking on the St. John's Knights. Alshea Grape with the steal. Saki passed to Soriano, who was wide open down low for the easy bucket. Knights bringing it in, spread the court. Tony Shea finds Alistair Liu cutting through the lane and gets the finish at the rim for the St. John's clapback. JFK making a little run towards the end of regulation, looking to send the game into a possible overtime. Jerry Niramyang off on the 3. Jonah Hahn with the board and the putback. Islanders attacking the rim. Ball rolls off to Iron first. Putback off. Hahn with the board and putback. He misses. Nathaniel Chochol finally gets the fadeaway jumper to go for 2. Knights up 62-59 with 18.6 on the clock. St. John's, Tony Shea with the inbound pass to Michael Min. going hard to the basket. Guzaria for the bucket, foul, and one. 3-point play. Knights win 64-59. Next game, a rematch of last year's championship. The Warriors of St. Paul taking on the Friars. D'Angelo Gallardo driving baseline for the Warriors and picks up the easy 2 on the layup. FD on the move. Tomas Calvo with the strong take to the basket draws the quadruple team. The dish off to DeAndre Cruz for the finish off the board. Jericho Perez finding the open spot in the D. Perez working his way baseline for 2. Basket high off the glass. Friars take the lead late in the first quarter. Calvo to Camacho to Kyle Gaita. Nice turn around. Shot inside the paint, dropping for deuce. Gallardo showing his speed to get to the rim. Gallardo with the tough reverse. Rewind. That's 2 for the Warriors. Friars get the win at home 67-51. Will Camacho put moves on the defender. Pull up Jay in between 2 for the last bucket here and his team's win. Victor San Nicolas laid claim to the coveted King of the Lanes Grand Finals 2017 titles. San Nicolas upending game changer 15-year-old Noah Timinglow in the best 2 of 3 finals. San Nicolas taking advantage of Timinglow's missed frames and handily won straight sets 174-144 and 227-174. Jesse Flickinger took home Prince of the Year title in the best of 3 matches over Anastasia Leon Guerrero. Flickinger won the first game 173-171. LG took the second in the best of 3, 182-154. Flickinger opened the last game with a 5-bagger to take the lead and never looked back as he earned the grand champion title of the division, defeating LG 236-20 to 156 plus 31. All right, AFC Championship game going down Monday, the 22nd of January, 6 in the morning. Jacksonville Jaguars, or Jaguars, like my uncle says, at the New England Patriots. Okay, place your bets, place your bets. That's Monday AFC Championship football on CBS KUAM TV 11. Hey, Marianas, thank you so much for watching. Again, Guausi Chris, adios.
I had a dream. I walked into a dealership, picked out a new car, gave them no money, and they're letting me drive it for free the next 3 months.
At Nissan Guam, your dream has become a reality during the premier year-end event. For the holidays, you can drive away a new Nissan with no money down and not make a payment for the next 3 months. It's on the house, no money down. We make your first 3 payments. Just sign and drive away. For details, stop by Nissan Upper Kumon or log on nissanguam.com.
Say hello to the widest 4G LTE network in the Marianas. Hot today, this is Isa. And this is Cielo. They live in the island of Tini. For these twin YouTubers and vloggers, social media is a huge part of sharing their talents and island lifestyle with their growing audience. Some of the things you can expect to see in Isa and Cielo's videos include weekend beach trips, song covers, open mic nights, makeup tutorials, daily vlogs, and everything else Tinian has to offer. Gosh, just look at that view. No matter where they are, they can keep up with the latest videos and share instantly. Always fast, always clear. When they go live here, it's fast and clear. When they snap here, it's fast and clear. When they post here, it's fast and clear. Everywhere fast, everywhere clear, with the widest 4G LTE network in the Marianas. Docomo Pacific, better together.
Medium Pizza Hut pizzas just $8.99 each.
Did they say Pizza Hut?
For $8.99?
Yes, and yes.
Yes! Introducing the deal you want on the pizza you crave. 2 medium pizzas, just $8.99 each. No one out pizzas the Hut.
Attention drivers, it's your last chance to save big during Triple J Auto Group's absolute year-end clearance. Get unbelievable savings on all remaining 2017s plus mini 2018s. Take advantage of our lowest prices of the year on Hondas, Acuras, Fords, Mazdas, Lincolns, Volvos, Kias, and used cars. New cars as low as $137 per paycheck, and used cars as low as $80 per paycheck. See PDN and post-print ad for details. Visit us online at triplejguam.com and get pre-approved instantly. Trade-ins welcome. Some conditions apply. See dealer for details. Triple J Auto Group. Customers first.
Okay, we have a happy problem tonight because we have a whole bunch, a lot of birthday shout-outs. So, our friends at Cold Stone Creamery, let us get right to it.
Trust me, my friends, we have a lot of happy birthdays to say tonight. So, happy 3rd birthday to Jace Aiden. Happy birthday to you. Also, happy birthday number 30 to Myron J. Hernandez, to our baby. We love you, says your family. Kaya Rain Metanani, happy 8th birthday to you, Kaya. Also, Brandon Toviz, a.k.a. Baby Bran. It's Brandon's 4th birthday, so many more years to come from your family. Christine, happy birthday to you with love from your mom, your hubby and kids, Grandma Lulang, your awesome sisters and aunties, and our families. And we have a lot of belated birthday babies to wish, so here we go. Azalea Kinke, happy birthday to you, Leah. Love your family. Shaitan Shale Chan Gumabon, happy 5th birthday to you, and this comes from your loved ones. Riddell Alforque, happy birthday to our main man, says your wife Melissa Lynn, Evan Joe Fidel, and Riley Jade. Happy birthday to Stuart Aricayos from your wife Yukiko and your sons Shane, Kai, and Kane. Also, happy birthday to Anea Le Ungakta. Likewise, happy birthday to Jerusalem Mendiola. Also, another member of the Mendiola family has a birthday today. Happy birthday to Cassidy Mendiola. Joni Gumaban, happy 38th birthday to you from your family. Also, happy birthday to Napu Mafnis. Happy birthday to our grandson, our terrific 2, says, love you, and God bless your handsome soul. Also, happy birthday to Tom Delgado, who celebrates birthday number 50, so happy birthday to you, Tom. And happy birthday to Diego Kiogri. Happy birthday, everybody.
Whew.
That was a lot. Good
That
job.
That was a lot, but that, you know, it's never like work because we want to make people happy and we want to make you happy. So go on to KUAM.com and register and then tune in. It is that simple. Send us hundreds of these things.
Stay tuned.
Hundreds.
Just next.
Hundreds.
Good night.
Hundreds.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IT&E Life in Motion. Health, home, and lifestyle. Presented by Paradise Fitness Center, changing lives since 1996.
Half a day, everybody. I'm Jason Salas. Welcome to Health, Home, and Lifestyle, where we deal with all things that will make you happy and make you smile. We're going to bring on to the show a good friend of mine, the person for whom your health is job number 1. It's Nurse Jen Artero with Health Tips.